Good morning, everyone. Today, I'm going to speak on a very important topic, that is National Education Policy 2020. But first of all, I would like to say famous quote of John Dee, that is, if we teach today's students as we taught yesterday, we rob them of tomorrow. It's very true that nowadays teachers should be future ready, and they are open-minded about changing ideas, about welcoming new technologies. They are ready, they are willing to adapt teaching techniques and integrate different technology in the classrooms, and able to collaborate with fellow teachers for maximizing the learning outcomes of their students. As we all know that our Union Minister for Human Resource Development, Shri Ramesh Pokhriyal, has said that National Education Policy 2020 will bring transformational reforms in schools. And BLM International School, I strongly believe that the points which National Education Policy come up, we have already following in our school. We are opting for the pedagogy, we are opting for the playway method. We have already started many things which can rejuvenate their mind skills, which can add life skills in their life. Now let's talk again about these points. This National Education Policy will bring the transformational reforms in school and higher education systems in the country. Speaking at the media briefing in New Delhi on 29 July 2020, after Cabinet gave its approval to the new education policy, earlier that day also, the HRD Minister said that 2.25 lakh suggestions received after the draft were placed in the public domain for consultations. This is the first education policy of 21st century and replaces the 34 years old national policy on education. 1986, it matters a lot. 1986, our previous national education policy was made, and after 34 years we are witnessing our new policy. Built on the foundation pillars of access, equality, quality, affordability, and accountability, this policy is aligned to the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and aims to transform India into a vibrant, knowledgeable society and global knowledge superpower by making both schools and college education more holistic, flexible, multidisciplinary, suited to 21st century needs, and aimed at bringing out the unique capabilities of each student. I strongly believe, being as a principal of KLM International School, that these points, they are just made for the betterment of the upcoming generation. So with a very warm heart, I am welcoming this policy with regards, with a promise that more changes to be done in this new policy, with a promise that every child should learn at least one life skill by learning some virtual arts techniques, labs techniques, by learning few vocational techniques. We are going to be succeed in our life. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Good morning everyone. Myself Dr. Talaria.
I am Prince Pacha.
I, Miss Preeti.
From KLM International School, Pathanikot. And in this video, I am going to tell you some features of new education policy. According to the new education policy, they have divided different age group of the students into 4 stages.
10+2 structure in school education will be modified with the new system restructuring of 5+3+3+4, covering the age of 3 to 18 years. Currently, children in the age group of 3 to 6 are not covered in the 10+2 structure, as class first begins at the age of 6 years. In the new policy, strong base of early childhood care and education from the age 3 years is also included, which is aimed at promoting the better learning, development and well-being. As we know, if the foundation of building will be strong, we can build multi-story buildings.
There was a time when a notebook and a pencil were sufficient tools for studying in a classroom. But in today's world, the students need much more to prepare themselves in the job market.
So first of all, this NPE was framed in 1986 and few changes were made in this in the year 1992. And now after 34 long years, this National Education Policy is being reframed and is named as New Education Policy 2020.
Basically, what has happened in 10 plus 2 has been eradicated and it has been replaced by 533 system. What is the basic fundamental 5 years program? It is for 3 years for the preschool and 2 years for class 1 and 2. The major change that has taken place in this structure is that it is going to be a no examination zone. So we till 3 class, students are not going to have the burdens of examination and they are going to enjoy it and they are going to learn through the practical work and through the playway method basically. Now this 3 years, next 3 years, that is class 3 to 5, this is basically known as the preparatory years. Now here children would be introduced with the concept of exam also. The base of the students would be prepared in this class because earlier they would be just enjoying it. So the important teachers during class 3 to 5th would be playing a very important role in this new structure because they will be the one who will be exposing the students to the rare world of education.
One of the most important thing that earlier the age for free and mandatory education was from 3 to 14 years and now this age limit has been exceeded to from 14 to 18. So now the age for mandatory education is 3 to 18 years of age.
Next is the middle stage. This is the stage for the classes 6 to 8, those who are children studying in classes 6 to 8. Here they have focused on experiential learning in mathematics, science, English, arts, humanities, and they are focusing on critical learning, not on rote learning. And the last stage is the secondary stage, that is the children from classes 9 to 12. In this stage, the children are free to choose any subjects from the set of the subjects. The main focus is on their flexibility, critical thinking, and they can choose the subject of their choice of their own.
In this, the concept of inclusive education is there to include whether rich, poor, or physically handicapped, to include each and every child of our country in the system of education. That is, it is mandatory to get education till 18 years of age. So, there will be no separation between the academic streams and the vocational streams. Earlier what was there, that if one needs to pursue a vocational training, he or she can do it after completing their studies, that is after plus 2. But now vocational training will be started at 6th grade. From the 6th class onwards, children will be able to study the vocational course. Children can pursue the vocational course, like for example, like in from plus 1 or 10th, if anyone is studying mathematics, along with that he is having his interest, is his hobby in music or dance or art, so he can pursue that interest with the help of that vocational training. See, wow, this is the bestest reform in the system of our education. So children do not have to wait to their higher education to get over to pursue their vocational courses. Vocational courses will be started from the grade 6th. So there will be no separation between the academic courses and the vocational courses. They will be treated as one in the school. So and the most important, another important thing is that till grade 5th, the teaching language will be regional language or mother tongue. Any of the school, whether government school, CBSE board is there or ICSE board is there, whatever board is there, it is compulsory to teach the students in their mother tongue or in the regional language. Till grade 5th, no other language will be used by the teacher to teach the children. So, the main aim, what is the main aim? The main aim of this new education policy is to make India a knowledge superpower, to make India number one in the field of knowledge and education. It will bring transformation and reform in the school and high school education. It will challenge or it will abolish the current education system going on in India.
This is what we are going to follow, and I assure you that whenever we get back to the schools, the very first step that I am going to implement is that more of practical work, less of written work, and more of sharpening of the brain of child. And eventually we would be able to achieve the targets that have been followed, that have been mentioned by the government of India, and it is for the betterment of the youth. Thank you all. I hope I was able to put a just in 2-3 minutes.